So, as sports performance professionals, our primary goal is to improve our athletes' optimal performance capabilities while also reducing any chance of injury. The best way to achieve consistent and superior results is to follow a multi component, periodized training program that alters stress progressively, challenges the neuromuscular system, and allows for the proper recovery and regeneration needed so that we're not overreaching or fatiguing the body and once again putting it at risk of injury. The other forms of component or multi-component aspects I'm talking about is the core training, um, balance training, plyometrics, speed, agility, resistance, metabolic, and flexibility. By using all of these aspects and approaching it holistically, we create a very solid foundation for our athletes to build upon, making their efforts more effective in the day-to-day training that we do. This is what the OPT model essentially was built to do for us. The OPT model is a process of programming that systematically progresses any athlete to any performance goal through a proven and easy-to-use system of periodization designed to provide systematic progression to training, which minimizes risk of injury and maximizes the athlete's effort and results. But not just the athlete's efforts and results, but also the trainer's efforts and results. It kind of takes this load off. It prevents any of this guesswork and kind of gives them also structure in addition to the athlete. When implemented, the OPT model takes the guesswork out of program design and provides a clear roadmap for the performance professional athlete to achieving the desired adaptations at the right time in order to maximize their effort while all addressing their needs of injury prevention. Again, getting back to that prevention is very important. If they get hurt, and if we progress too quickly without paying attention to maybe the phases of stabilization, for example, then the athlete is more likely to get injured and is actually hindering their abilities to reach their optimal performance. The OPT model has three phases. You have stabilization, strength, and power, most simply put. By progressing through those systematically, we provide that solid foundation that we're talking about. The OPT model enables the sports performance professional to select appropriate exercises for each athlete based on their training goals. Some might argue that this process is too time consuming and that it's very hard to do for a larger team. But the truth is, it's already there. The OPT model is already there. Um, the OPT model can be incorporated at any time during the season, but it is particularly beneficial to do it at the beginning of the off season, because during the season they often will, have muscle imbalances, joint dysfunction, neuromuscular deficits, faulty postural patterns as such. However, some sports such as baseball might argue that there's not enough time to strategically progress through the OPT model in a linear fashion. If this is the case, block periodization, which focuses on one training adaptation for a given period of time, typically 1 month, would be more appropriate for them. Someone once said you can't improve what you don't measure. If you don't measure, if you're not staying on top of where the athlete is at and kind of paying close attention to where they're progressing systematically, then you're not going to achieve the results that you really want. It's not the most efficient way to do that. While improvements in strength and power, speed are often the highlight of athlete development, programming for today's athlete must also address the factors such as appropriate or necessary flexibility, mobility, stabilization in a multiplayer environment similar to their sports or activity. The OPT model has been successful in helping professionals and Olympic athletes, as well as college, high school, and recreational athletes, to consistently achieve the best results. That's the best way to put it, and there's really not much else to say. Is that it gives you structure. We're creatures of habit, and we're goal-oriented creatures. This gives us that, and not only makes the athlete better, but also makes the sports performance professional better.